Hi friends, welcome to Wacala Springs State Park in Tallahassee, Florida. I woke up early this morning to come out here to a little spring in the state park that's just pumping out fresh water, and it's just super beautiful, and I'm so happy that I made it early enough to where no one is here. I have the whole spring to myself, or we actually have the whole spring to ourselves. So hopefully no one comes by during this recording of the video. Let's just send out some good energy that doesn't happen, and we can complete the video without anyone else showing up. So, okay, well, let's get started. Let's start in a comfortable seated position on your mat or a blanket if you're outside. You can sit down on a yoga block if you have one. These are really great to get if you don't have one. They come in handy in so many different ways, not even just in a yoga practice. They're light and stabilizing. So I often sit on a block when I sit cross-legged because I have um, a very tight hip. I had surgery on my hip when I was little, so I have to compensate for that. And so, you know, everybody is unique. So do what works for you. There is no rules to yoga other than pushing yourself too hard and pushing yourself out of, you know, your limits, where your edges. So really, it's not yoga perfect. It's a yoga practice. So really, just honor your body. And like I said, it's not about, you know, bringing yourself into this perfect posture and going deep into a stretch. It's not what yoga is about. It's a westernized, diluted way of perceiving it. So once you're seated in a comfortable position and you're lifted up slightly, if that's comfortable for you, you can also just, you know, sit any way that feels comfortable, really, just as long as your spine is as straight as you can comfortably get it without it being too strained. And we want your chin level with the floor. And you can either have your hands face down on your lap, or you can rotate them so your palms are facing upward. Now, just kind of feel and play with what feels right for you, the palms down or the palms up. Usually, if you're in your head a lot and you feel restless and maybe a little unstable or anxious, having the palms down really helps. It helps to ground the body, ground the mind. If you feel like you're in a state where you're ready just to like surrender and receive and be open to new experiences, having the palms up can be more comfortable for you. So just kind of play with it and see what works. You can have the hands down towards your knees. Some people like to even put them between your thigh and your abdomen. This might look a little funny, but it's actually feels really good. It helps to keep the spine a little bit more stabilized when you do this. And then it also helps to open up the shoulders and the pec so you can breathe more deeply. I kind of like to find somewhere in between. So once you find a nice, comfortable, stable meditation posture, let's take a cleansing breath. And I explained this breath in more detail in another video, but what we'll do is we'll inhale and take a deep breath into your belly, into the nostrils. And then you do a double exhale out of the mouth. The first one's quick, the second one is long. And on that second exhale, you bring your navel to your spine. And then when you're ready to inhale, you just allow that breath to naturally enter into the body on its own without forcing. And this breath helps to calm the mind, releases any restless activity. We'll do that again. Deep inhale, double exhale. And one more time. Deep inhale, fill up the belly, and double exhale. Let's take another inhale, and we'll draw a circle around the body with the arms. arms are, once they get up all the way, well, take another inhale and lengthen the spine. So you're going to bring your waist up into the crown of your head. So you're just lengthening the spine in this kind of neutral position and reaching up towards the sky out of your waist, lifting up. You can maybe even feel the sides of your body lift up all the way up towards your fingertips. And as you exhale, we'll bring the palms together, drop them down towards your heart center. Bringing your palms together like this helps to calm the mind, center the mind as well. And just take a moment to breathe here, feel into this posture. Allow all thoughts of the past, the future, to dissolve as we bring our awareness into the present moment. Just notice what it feels like to be inside of your body. Noticing the sounds around you. Noticing the temperature of the air surrounding the body. Notice your inhales and your exhales. And notice that sacred pause in between. Okay, I like to start this class with an affirmation. And in this affirmation, I use the word spirit to kind of identify the that divineness that we experience within ourselves and within all life forms. But you can call it whatever resonates with you. You can call it God, Heavenly Father, Mother Mary, Divine Mother, Universal Consciousness, cosmic energy, whatever resonates with you. I'm going to use the word spirit. And you're welcome to repeat this affirmation after me verbally or mentally. It's a great way to begin our practice. O Divine Spirit, whatever my tests may be, may I bear them joyously. By feeling thy presence always in my heart. Let's do that again. Really feeling into the essence of the words. O Divine Spirit, whatever my tests be, may I bear them joyously. By feeling thy presence always in my heart. Let's do that again, feeling into the essence of the words. O Divine Spirit, whatever my tests may be, may I bear them joyously. By feeling thy presence always in my heart. You can place your hands now back down onto your thighs. Again, just feeling into the body, anchoring your awareness into the present moment. Feeling the inhales, feeling the exhales entering in the nostrils and releasing out of the nostrils. Okay, let's take another inhale and we'll draw a circle around the body with the arms lifting out of the waist into the crown of the head. And then we'll exhale and bring the palms down. We're going to go into what's called a table posture. So if you're sitting on something, you can remove that. And in table, we call it table because you want your spine to be flat like a table. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Your nose is pointed towards the ground. And your belly is just gently engaged, so you're not just, allowing, kind of being lazy about it and letting your belly kind of droop down. You don't want to do that. So you want to kind of tighten it up slightly for stability, keeping the spine level. Shoulders or elbows are not locked into place. They're a little bit soft. The toes are pointing towards the space behind you. And let's take a moment just to feel into table posture. Notice how this feels. If your knees are hurting at all, you can put a towel underneath your knees or a blanket. If your wrists start to hurt at all, you can come up on your fists. So that takes that bend out of your wrist so it's not pinching any nerves or any tendons in there. And feel free to modify in any way that works for you. There is no rules to this. The only rule is that you want to be comfortable. Okay, so we're going to start by doing a few cat-cows. So what you do is we're going to go into cow first. So we arch the spine, lift the chin and lift the hips. And then you round the spine and tuck the chin and tuck the hips into cat. And you want to do this with the breath. So that's a really important aspect to yoga, is focusing on the breath, moving with the breath. Usually it's just one breath and one movement. And every time you do an opening, it's usually an inhale. And every time you do a closing with the body, it's usually an exhale. So we'll go into cow on the inhale. And just arching the spine as much as it feels good for you, bringing the tailbone and the back of the head together. And then on your exhale, you'll round the spine, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin, bringing the navel towards the spine. And then on your inhale, we'll arch the spine. So finding your own unique rhythm with your breath. And this exercise, cat-cow, is really, really good for creating a healthy spine. When our spine is healthy and lubricated and warmed up and flexible, it helps actually all of the organs in your body, because you have nerves that travel from your spine into all of the organs. So when your spine is healthy, the nerves are able to get fresh nutrients and oxygen from your blood. And when the nerves are healthy, your organs are healthy, and your whole body becomes healthy. Okay, we'll come back to a neutral position now. Back into table. And then from here, now we're just going to bend the spine from side to side. So we just opened it from the front, opened it from the back. Now we're going to open it from the sides. And we're still going to move with the breath. So we'll take an inhale and bring the right ear to the right hip to the right ear. And when we do this, our tendency is to kind of rotate the neck, but we don't want to rotate the neck. We want to bend the neck. So we're just going to keep the nose pointed towards the ground when we do this. So bending the neck, bending the whole right side of the spine, the hip to the right. And then we'll slowly come to the left, bending the neck and the whole length of the spine to the left. So the left ear reaches the left hip reaches the left ear. So we'll inhale and we'll go to the right. And exhale, we'll go to the left. Okay, we'll come back to a neutral position. So then now what we'll do is we'll just take our hands and bring them a little bit further away from the body. And the knees can go a little bit back. And then from here, we'll just start to rotate the hips in a circle. This ground is hurting my knees, so I'm going to not torture myself. Okay. So now we're going to rotate the hips, so kind of shifting the weight towards the right knee, and then shifting the weight towards the right hand, and then shifting the weight towards the left hand, and then shifting the weight towards the left knee. So we'll move nice and slow with the breath, inhaling, coming forward, exhaling, going back. A lot of women have tight hips for a variety of factors. And this posture, this exercise is really, really good to help loosen up your hips. It helps to loosen up your ball and socket joint. It helps to create a little bit more range of motion in there. It also helps to kind of soothe and harmonize and balance your sacral chakra. It's that chakra of creation, of your connection in relationships, your connection with your sexual energy. And then we'll go to the opposite direction, shifting the weight to the left knee, left wrist, and then the right knee. And that chakra isn't just corresponding to sexual energy, but it's also just the energy of that creative force that we have. If we feel creatively blocked, it's really great to focus on this chakra as well. Okay, we'll come back to a neutral position with the spine. Finding your table posture again, nose pointed towards the floor. And let's do another cleansing breath, just to reset ourselves, reconnect. Deep inhale, double exhale, exhaling completely. Okay, so from here, we'll move into what I like to call a swan flow. So on your exhale, we'll just very slowly come all the way down into your belly. So bending the elbows, bringing your belly onto the earth, point the toes. Then we're going to put the hands on top of each other and gently rest the forehead on top of our palms. This is a really wonderful posture. It helps to relax the nervous system, calm the body, calm the mind. It helps us to breathe more deeply. Maybe just start to feel your connection with the earth beneath you, syncing up your rhythm with the rhythm of the earth. And on your next inhale, we'll very slowly start to arch the spine. We're going to come into a Sphinx posture. So we'll put the elbows underneath the shoulders and gently roll the shoulders back, fingertips point forward. And you can keep the chin level with the earth. And if this hurts your back at all, you can lower even more, opening up the elbows, dropping your ribs onto the ground, maybe just keeping your chest up. Maybe this is enough for you. Just find what works, but whatever you do, you don't want your shoulders to be hiked up towards your ears. That's going to cause more tension in your shoulders, and lots of people carry tension in your shoulders. So it's important just to kind of pay attention to your posture and in these positions where we arch the spine like this. So keeping the shoulders down, heart open, maybe even rolling the shoulders back, and connect with the breath. And now let's take an exhale and slowly lower the body back down onto your mat or blanket, and then we'll place the hands underneath the shoulders. The elbows will come close to your body, roll the shoulders back, and then on your inhale, we're going to come up into a little bit more of a back bend. If your back doesn't want to do this, if you start to feel a pinch or a tension or any sort of tension back there, then just go back into Sphinx pose or even a modified Sphinx pose. So we're going to go into Cobra pose now. So on your inhale, we'll tense up the spine, engage the spine, and lift up off the ground. So we're not going to push yourself up with your hands. We're going to strengthen the back muscles and lift up as much as you can, as far as you can with the back, and then allow your hands to help with that back extension. So you can keep the hands underneath your shoulders if you'd like. You can keep the elbows bent. You can extend the elbows as much as you'd like, but you want to make sure that you're not locking your elbows and just finding a posture that feels good for you. Again, there's a tendency to lift the shoulders up towards your ears and bring the shoulders in towards your chest. We don't want to do that. We want to open up the heart, keep the shoulders down, lifting the chin. And then on your exhale, nice and slowly, we'll lower back down. We'll do the lower abdomen, the belly button, the rib cage, the chest. Good. We'll do that one more time, but this time we're going to lift up, again, using your back muscles and then your hands, and then coming into table posture. And then from table, we're just going to sink our hips all the way back down towards our ankles. So this is a really great posture for low back tension, for hip tension, for digestive issues. That helps to activate your digestive system. So we'll just take a moment here and breathe into it. Breathing into the back. Maybe with every exhale, you can let your chest kind of fall a little bit more down towards the earth. Maybe extending the elbows away from each other so your chest can fall further down. Or maybe it's more comfortable for you just to stay up on your elbow so there's more space underneath your body. And you're not putting as much pressure and strain on your hips. Connect with the breath. And then on your next inhale, we'll gently come all the way up, back into table. Exhale, lower all the way down into your belly. And the hands are going to stay underneath the shoulders. And then we'll inhale and arch the spine as much as it feels good for you. And then coming up into table. And then when you're ready to exhale, we'll come all the way back down into a modified child's. Sinking your hips down towards your ankles. So we're going to turn this into a little bit of a flow. On your inhale, we'll come up into table. Exhale, sink down into your belly. Inhale, coming up into your cobra. And then exhale, sinking the hips down towards your ankles. And you can do this at your own pace, following your own breath, one movement, or you can continue to flow with me. Inhale, table. Exhale, belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, child. Inhale, table. Exhale, belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, child. Inhale, table. Exhale, belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, child. And one more time. Inhale, table. Exhale, belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, child. Inhale. Okay, we'll come back into table posture. And let's again do that cleansing breath just to reset, reconnect with the body. Deep inhale. Double exhale. Let's come back into a seated posture. This time, if you like, I encourage you to sit. It's called tailor pose, where you're sitting down into our calves and our ankles. But if this doesn't feel good for you, you can roll up a blanket and put it in between your glutes and your heels. Or you can feel free to go into an Indian style or any posture that works for you that feels natural and right. I'm just going to come back into a seated meditation posture for the moment. So palms can go up or they can go down. Our spine is going to be straight, chin level with the floor. Let's just rest the eyes for a moment. Notice the coolness of the breath as it enters into your nostrils on the inhale. And notice the warmth as it leaves the nostrils on the exhale. Anchoring your awareness into the present moment, making the moment rich. This is where you can experience the fullness of life. When we're just here, now, embodying the environment, embodying the space that we're occupying, feeling into the body, feeling into the heart space. And let's take an inhale and draw a circle around the body with the arms. Palms come together down to the heart center, and let's reconnect with our affirmation. You're welcome to repeat it after me. Feeling into the essence behind the words. O Divine Spirit, whatever my tests may be, may I bear them joyously. By feeling thy presence always in my heart. You can place the hands back down into your thighs. And take a moment to connect with the energy that exists within your body, that life force, that aliveness. And just notice the movement of that energy even. Is it flowing up the spine maybe, or down the spine, or flowing down your arms? Do you feel more heat in your palms? Just notice. Okay, we'll slowly start to open the eyes and we'll come into a seated position. So now that we're seated, we'll extend the legs, we're going to come into a position where we're extending the legs, and we'll root the spine down into the earth, place the hands next to the hips, and point the fingers towards your feet. Roll your shoulders back, opening up your heart. This is called Tadasana, staff pose. So we'll bring your toes towards the body, kind of engaging your ankles. This is a very active posture, but it's very grounding. Rooting your palms into the earth, rooting the base of your spine into the earth, maybe even pressing your thighs down into the earth, your calves and the back of your thighs. Connect with the breath. Okay, now we'll bend the right leg, root the right foot, and we'll just drop the right knee down towards the earth. So if this is uncomfortable for your hips at all, you can put a block or a bolster underneath your knee to kind of taking any strain off of your hip. And then from here, we're going to fold over the left leg. So let's take an inhale, lift the arms up, and then exhale, fold. Now this hip and leg is really tight on me because of the surgery that I've had, so I'm not going to fold very far. So I'm just going to put my hands on my leg right under below my knee, because that's what works for me. I'm going to grip my leg. So maybe your hands are on your feet, maybe it's on your ankle, maybe it's on your thigh. Figure out a place that works best for you. But what you want to do is you want to keep your spine straight. So we'll inhale, lifting and lengthening the spine. Think of bringing your navel towards your foot so you can kind of take any bend out of your lower back. And then when you exhale, we'll just gently pull your upper body forward over that leg. Let's try to keep the neck in alignment with the rest of the spine. And then we'll just hold this posture here, breathing into it. And this is really helpful for lengthening the hamstrings, the calves, all those muscle tissues in the back of the leg, even in the foot, even in the glute and the hip. This is good for sciatica. And then it's also opening your right hip, the hip flexors and your adductor muscles that exist on the inside of that right hip joint. And if you notice that your spine is straight, your low back is straight, and if you just like to fold forward a little bit more, just allowing a little bit of a curve in that upper part of the body, you can do that. Maybe dropping the chin a little. Stay connected with the breath. That's important. We want to make sure we're not retaining the breath at all, and our breath is flowing in and out of the body in a nice, smooth, fluid way. And on your next inhale, we'll just slowly start to come back up, nice and slow. Okay, now we'll take that right knee and lift it up towards the sky. And then we'll take the left foot and cross it over the left leg. Keeping that spine nice and straight, we'll bring the right hand back behind the body, rolling the right shoulder back, opening up the heart. And then inhale, we'll lift up that left arm. And then rotate the spine now. Bring the left arm on the outside of that right thigh. And then we'll gaze past our right shoulder. You want to keep that left foot engaged so it's not just hanging there. This is an active posture. Connecting with your breath. Feeling the stability of the earth beneath you. In this posture, I like to go up on my fist because it helps me to keep my spine straighter. Rolling your shoulders back. Doing twists like this, rotations of the spine, is super helpful for the spine because we don't normally move the spine in this direction throughout the day, and it really helps to create more range of motion in the spine, and like I said, gives fresh nutrients to your nerves that connect from the spine to all the organs in your body. And we're also twisting the organs too, so we're kind of releasing any excess toxins. On your exhale, we'll come back to a neutral position, nice and slow, coming out of the rotation. We'll take that right leg and straighten it out. We'll come back into Tadasana, fingers pointed towards your feet in staff pose, and just kind of bend your knees, kind of relax them a little bit in this way. Maybe wiggling the toes. Let's take a cleansing breath. Deep inhale, double exhale, and just notice how it feels the left and right side of your body. See if you notice a difference. Now we'll bend the left knee, root the left foot, and then we'll drop the left knee down towards the earth, keeping the spine nice and straight. And then again, if you're feeling too much strain on this hip, you can put a block or a prop pillow underneath your knee. And just take a moment here to feel into this, allowing that knee to rest down and settle down into the earth. Now we'll fold over the right leg. So lifting up the arms, and then exhale, folding over that right leg. Again, because of this hip tension, I can't go very far. So I'm placing my hands on my shin and just kind of gripping it. And then I'll inhale, send the navel to the spine. So your spine is nice and straight. That right foot stays active. And then exhale, I'll just gently pull my upper body over that leg. Keeping the cervical spine, your neck, in alignment with the rest of the spine. Breathing deeply. See, right now, everyone's body is different. Just to give you an example, I'm not feeling any stretch or lengthening in the back of this right leg at all. I'm feeling it all right here. So you never really know what other people are experiencing within themselves. So that's just a good example on how we just, we can't compare ourselves to other people. Everyone is just so different. And on your next inhale, nice and slow, we'll come up out of the posture. We'll bring the left knee up towards the sky. And then I'm going to bring the left foot on the other side of that right leg. Inhale with a straight spine. We're going to rest that right hand down behind the body, that left hand down behind the body. Left shoulder rolls back away from the chest. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, right arm comes on the outside of the left thigh. And then just rotating the spine to the left. That right foot stays engaged. Rotating the neck past the left shoulder. And just resting the eyes and enjoying this rotation. Opening up the heart. I often like to use the word rotation when we're rotating the spine as opposed to twist. Twist to me just feels too much like an aggressive term, and we're not really like wringing anything out. We're just gently rotating the vertebrae in the spine, rotating the torso, rotating the organs. And we are giving them a gentle kind of a squeeze. Breathing deeply into the body. This posture helps to open up our heart chakra, the center for compassion, love. That loving energy that binds all of creation together. And as we exhale, we'll just gently rotate back into a neutral position, nice and slow. We'll take the left leg and uncross it, coming back into staff pose, Dandasana. And just take a moment to bend the knees, kind of release any more excess tension in the legs. Just take a cleansing breath, deep inhale, double exhale. Now let's take an inhale, and we're going to fold over both legs. So inhaling, arms coming up, lengthening the spine, and then exhale, we'll fold forward over the legs. So if you like, you're welcome to bend the knees. Hands can land wherever they land, sending your navel to your feet. And then when you exhale, just gently pull yourself forward with your hands. So maybe your hands are on your feet, maybe they're on your thighs. Just finding a position that works for you, and then just gently folding forward, opening up the whole back side of your body. And then on your next inhale, slowly come back up. Now I'm going to go into butterfly pose, seated butterfly. So what we'll do is we'll bend the knees. And because of my tight hip, I'm going to sit on this block. So if you have any tension in your hips or your low back, you're welcome to do the same. So in butterfly pose, we want our spine to be straight. Knees come together at first, and then we'll just gently let the knees come apart, opening up like the wings of a butterfly. And you're going to bring just let your knees give into gravity, your hips give into gravity. Just let them fall down towards the earth at their own pace without forcing. And if you like, if you have props, you can put them underneath your knees, pillows underneath your knees for that extra support. And then you can either just keep your hands to your sides, if that helps to keep your back straight, and this just might be good enough for you right here. Or maybe it's more comfortable for you to hold on to your ankles, hold on to your feet. Or if you'd like, you can fold over your feet with your spine, coming all the way forward. But we want to make sure we're keeping that low back straight when we do that. So we're not kind of creating more overemphasizing bad posture. The majority of people, a lot of us have desk jobs and or do a lot of driving, a lot of sitting, and we can start to get tired, and then our bodies will tend to roll forward, shoulders will roll forward, they'll roll up towards our ears. So if we do our yoga practice where we're doing that as well, it's just going to emphasize that posture that can create a lot of issues in the future. Just breathe into the body. And on your next inhale, nice and slow, we'll bring the knees together. In yoga, it's important to move slowly. And that helps to give the body a chance to adjust to the movement that you're putting it in. It helps for the tissues and the muscles to, it enhances flexibility when you move more slowly. And it's less damaging on the body. So let's remove your prop if you're sitting on a prop. And now we're going to come all the way down into our backs. So just taking your time. Your legs are going to go straight. Palms can come down next to your sides, either palms down or palms up, whichever one feels good for you. Palms down for grounding, palms up for receiving and opening. And if you like, you can rest the eyes for a moment, and we'll just start to allow the body to kind of sync up with this new posture. Feeling the back of your body connecting with the earth. And maybe when you inhale, you can feel your back expand against your mat or your blanket a little bit more. Maybe you can feel your upper back expand with the breath, your mid and lower back. Allow the shoulders to soften down towards the earth, opening up the heart. Okay, now we'll bend the knees and root the feet. Let's straighten the left knee. And with the right knee bent, we'll bring the right knee towards your forehead. So we'll wrap the hands around the right knee. And then we'll take an inhale, and we'll just gently bring the knee towards the forehead and the forehead towards the knee. And then exhale nice and slow. We'll bring the back down into the earth. And then we'll lift that right leg up towards the sky. So hands can come back down towards your thighs, palms down, rooting into the earth for support. Let's root the whole arm down into the earth for support. And then we'll activate the left leg so that left ankle is engaged. And then inhaling, we'll send that right leg up towards the sky. Right ankle is engaged as well. Just kind of lengthening that whole leg. Just think of kicking that leg up towards the sky from your hip all the way towards your heel. And then on your exhale, we'll bend that knee, bring the right foot on top of above the left knee, and then we'll take the left hand and bring it on the outside of the right knee, and then we'll just gently bring the left knee down towards the left side of the body. We want that right shoulder to stay relaxed, falling down towards the floor. The right arm can come out to a T, and then you just rotate the neck to the right. Breathing deeply. Allow the right palm to go soft. The feet can go soft. Allowing that hip to go soft at its own pace. This posture is called supine spinal twist. So we're lengthening the right hip, that IT band. This is really good for runners and people with tight hips. This is a really wonderful rotation that we're giving to the spine. Inhale nice and slow. We'll lift that knee back up towards the sky. And then extend that right leg down on top of the mat. Let's just take a moment to notice the difference between the right and left sides of the body. Maybe your right leg feels a little bit longer, and that's because it actually is. We'll bend the left leg now, left knee, and then wrap the hands around that left knee. And then we'll gently bring the knee to the forehead, forehead to the knee. Inhale, we'll send that right leg up towards the sky, rooting the palms into the earth, rooting the whole back of the arms, the shoulders into the earth for stability. Lengthening that left leg, engaging the core, kicking up towards the sky from the hip all the way towards the heel. That right knee, right leg, and right ankle stays active. And then exhale, we'll bend that left knee and place the left foot above the right knee. Right hand comes on the other side of the left knee, and then just gently bring that left knee down towards the right side of the body. Left arm comes out towards the left side of the body into a T shape. Maybe bending the elbow a little, allowing that left shoulder to gently fall down towards the earth, rotating the neck, and then just gently guiding that knee down towards the earth at its own pace. Breathing deeply into the body, allowing the hands to go soft, the feet to go soft, jaw softens. And on your next inhale, slowly come out of the posture. Left knee comes up. And then we'll straighten that left knee. Both hands come down to your sides. Maybe rest the eyes and just take a moment to notice how you feel. Feel that new life traveling, life-giving energy, that prana energy traveling through your legs, down into your feet. Now let's bend both legs, root both feet. Hands come down to your sides, palms down. And we're going to come into a gentle back bend called bridge pose. So what you'll do, before we just lift up our hips, we're going to tilt the spine so you feel your lower back on the mat a little bit better, a little bit more. So you're bringing the front part of your pelvis towards your head and the back part of your pelvis towards your feet. So we're just giving it a little bit of a tilt, and we're going to hold this pelvis in this position as we inhale and press our feet into the floor, press your palms into the floor, pressing the shoulders into the floor, and we'll just gently lift the hips up towards the sky. And we want to keep the pelvis in that tilted position because it helps to take any pressure off the vertebrae in your lower spine that can cause, nerve impingement, disc impingement. So then just gently lifting up as high as it feels good for you. Maybe you bring your shoulder blades together. Maybe you can bring your hands underneath your hips and bind your fingers together, pressing your pinky fingers into the floor, opening up your chest even, connecting with the breath. Sometimes our knees will have a tendency to open up when we do this if we have tight hips, but we want to try and keep our knees and hips in alignment. So we'll bring the knees together so it's in alignment with your ankles and your hips. But again, if your knees want to open up, then, honor your practice and maybe you need to lower down a little bit more. And on the exhale, we'll remove the bind with the hands and slowly come down back into the earth, one vertebrae at a time. We'll take a breath here. And we'll do that again. So we'll tilt the pelvis, pressing the low back into the earth, and then inhale and slowly lift up the hips, rooting the feet, rooting the palms, rooting the arms, the back of the shoulders. And then on your next exhale, we'll bring the hands underneath the hips, maybe bringing the elbows together, shoulders together, if that feels good for you. Arching the spine as much as it feels good. If you want to go a little bit further, you could even go up on your tiptoes. And exhale nice and slow, coming all the way back down onto your mat. Releasing the hands. Okay, let's take a cleansing breath here to reset and reconnect mind and body. Let's bring the knees to your chest. Wrap your hands around your knees. And then just be gentle on your low back and just gently rock from side to side. In your yoga practice, it's important to do counter postures, to just be gentle on the body. So we just opened up the spine. We just did an extension of the spine. Now we're doing a flexion of the spine. Okay, and from here, let's do a little bit of a hip rotation. So it's kind of like you're a frog swimming on your back. So you're going to bring your elbows or your knees away from each other. And then bring your knees away from your torso. And then bring the knees together and then in towards your chest. So you want to keep your ankles activated when we do this. And move with the breath. So exhale, knees go away. Inhale, knees come together and forward towards the body. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. It's really nice to do this outside when it's warm. It feels really good on the joints. The joints like warm weather. Okay, so from here we'll straighten the legs, coming down to just lying on your back. Palms can go up or they can go down. We're coming into our final posture of the class, Shavasana. Just allow the back to sink into the earth. Maybe resting the eyes. And just noticing how you feel. We'll bring our attention into our feet, our toes, our heels, our ankles, and notice that prana energy, that life force that just animates this space. Feeling into the aliveness of it. It's relaxing, it's energizing at the same time, rejuvenating. We'll just notice this energy. You can even visualize it as healing white light traveling up from your feet, up into your shins, your calves, your knees, your thighs. Noticing it swirling and entering and saturating your hip joints, your pelvis, your torso, back, chest, shoulders. Feel it and visualize it spreading down the arms, down into your hands and your fingertips, going up into your neck, the base of your skull, your jaw, around your ears, around your face, into the eyes, the temples, going up into your forehead, and energizing the space in between your eyebrows. This is called your Ajna chakra, your center of intuition. And if you like, you can even fix the eyes at this center as we just allow the body and mind to be exactly as it is. It's being in a state of complete openness, allowing the thoughts to come and go. Allowing the body to absorb the effects of the practice. We'll slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes, mindfully, consciously. Bring your feet together, arms can come up over your head, and a deep inhale. And double exhale. Soften the body. We'll bend the knees. Drop the knees down to the side of your body, coming up into a fetal position. Take a deep inhale, drawing a circle around the body with your arms. Exhale, palms coming down to your heart center. And you can go ahead and repeat after me. O Divine Spirit, whatever my tests may be, may I bear them joyously by feeling thy presence always in my heart. thank you all for joining me and supporting me in this practice. I hope it was beneficial for you. May you take this practice with you off of your mat into your day, into your week. The light and love and divinity in me honors the light, love, and divinity in you. Namaste. And feel free to subscribe to my channel and to just support it by giving a like or a comment. It would really be very helpful for me as I journey around the country and offer these classes for no charge. There's also a link to donate. It would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much.